What's up, sports fans? It's your man D back, speaking my sports talk. All right, guys, check it out. It's the NBA basic prediction and a live show. All right, so let's get this cranked up, guys. No rush today. Hopefully, my man Gun Rights come in. I couldn't get a hold of him this morning. Hopefully he's all right. Shout out to you out there if you hear me, Gun Rights. But we're gonna crank this up. No rush this morning, guys. They have the games they don't start till 1 o'clock, so we could take our time with this one today. I still wanted to get it out at 11 o'clock so you guys could take some time to look at what we got, put your picks in and everything. All right, guys, so let's get this started. Let me see here real quick. Let me fix this screen. All right, yeah, that's a little better. Yep. All right, guys. So we're gonna rock like that today. I don't have my something's wrong with my camera, but that's not gonna stop us. Let's get this started. First game on the card, guys, is the Nets versus the Magic. All right, so yesterday, real quick, before I start this, let's speak on yesterday. All right, guys. So yesterday we had two games in particular, two situations in particular I want to speak on. Game time decisions. All right, game time decisions killed us yesterday. And I mean, absolutely buried us. So no excuses. My picks weren't really, the predictions weren't really that good yesterday. As far as, I will say as far as the money line, if you guys bet some overs and unders there, I did hit pretty well on those, even though the games that I did miss on the points or the team that will win, we still, if you guys bet the money line, the spread, or if you bet the overs and unders, you still could have won that way. So we did pick right that way. I just picked the wrong winners, but it had a lot to do with game time decisions, guys. So when we look at that, and coincidentally here, guys, two games in particular, both teams lost by 8 points, right? Both teams lost by 8 points, but it had a lot to do with the game time decisions. Toby Ballin in the building. Caden, what's up? Gun Rights, let's get it. There he is. Hold on, bro. Let me drop you that link, my man. I couldn't get a hold of your phone, bro. Might have been unplugged or something, but it kept going right to your voicemail. So I figured maybe your phone died or something like that. But the man is here, guys, so we good. My man Gun Rights here. He get ready to jump up here. So anyway, yeah, so back at it, guys. The Utah Jazz and the Miami Heat. So it's very similar situations, guys. And I guess we better watch out for this, to tell you the truth. When you're betting these last three games, it's probably going to be something similar. And so I want
hear me?
You guys know that. Yeah, I can hear you. I'm getting ready to move this front screen off since you were here. I just put that up here because I was in
Fucking Bucks. Fucking Bucks.
Yeah. So check it out. So check this out. Just so that you guys may not get caught up in this again, if you did, because I'm pretty sure we got caught up in it. Game time decisions killed us yesterday, guys. All right. First off, I'll talk about the Mavericks and the Jazz. Mavericks and the Jazz. Game time decision, Donovan Mitchell don't play. Okay? So you guys know we're not going to go with the Jazz if their main star player is not in the game. And that's what happened. They lost by 8 points. They only lost by 8 points. Donovan Mitchell's been putting up damn near 30 points every game. So you have to imagine the Jazz win if Donovan Mitchell's playing. The next game, remember at the beginning when we were doing the prediction, it was announced that Jimmy Butler and Gordon Dragic would be out of that Heat game. Well, game time decision, Jimmy Butler plays. So that screwed us on the Heat game. Coincidentally, they won by 8 points. So it's just like this 8-point curse, it seems like. But guys, it was game time decision. So we gotta watch that because when I'm giving you guys the prediction, like I said, I have two pretty trusted sites on what the injuries are gonna be, who's gonna be playing. And what I'm seeing now is game time decisions are volatile because we have, Eddie House Jr. and Eric Gordon for the Rockets at game time decision. That means a lot. So we got to be careful with our bets concerning that. The Bucks, Chris Middleton didn't show up for us, guys. So that's all I can really say about that.
Giannis,
right? Giannis that was another game time decision. As a matter of fact, I'm glad you mentioned that.
because look at
I don't know if
Giannis.
it was a game time decision, but it was a game time announcement. So we didn't know Giannis wasn't playing, guys. So that all of that killed us yesterday.
Hey, let me tell them this, D. We had 8 tickets. That was one game away from hitting over a ban because Giannis didn't play yesterday. Because he was on Bucks was on most of our tickets, except for the ones that I switched it around. But like you said, Donovan Mitchell didn't play, and we had the fucking Jazz on them other ones. So I was just looking at it this morning. I'm just like sick to my stomach right now, bro. That one game, we was 8 tickets away from hitting. Yeah, bro.
Wow, that's yeah, I'm doing the same thing, though, right? That's crazy.
But I did an end game with the Lakers, and I at least got our $22 back. So that was a good thing.
Oh yeah. See, that man is the pro, guys. That man is the pro. So that was yesterday. No use to cry with spilt milk. I did not expect the Lakers, guys. I mean, I don't know, man. I was just off yesterday, but it was reasonings I was off. If you go by how the teams have been playing and the breakdowns, they were pretty accurate. But who expects Kyle Kuzma, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis all to be in sync? They haven't been in sync like that since the bubble. I mean, literally since the bubble, they haven't been in sync like that. All three of them scores over 20 points, man. 25 for Kuzma, 27 for Davis, and 29 for LeBron James, which you wouldn't even expect Kuzma and James to be in there because they're playing with injuries. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? And they still only beat my Denver Nuggets, guys. They only beat them by 3 points.
We covered the spread on that game though, because I told everybody to go with the points, but we just didn't win. They just didn't win outright, but we definitely won on the points. It was just the Bucks, bro. The Bucks
and I
really
told them before you jumped on, I told a lot of people that you could have won in a lot of because we were pretty accurate on all of the over unders. We were pretty accurate, and like Mob just mentioned the spread. So it's just the winners. Hey Brian, what's up, buddy? It's just the winners that we had little issues with. All right, guys. So on to today. I just wanted to talk about that real quick because we're in no rush. The games don't start till 1 today. But let's jump on this first game on the card is the Nets versus the Orlando Magic. All right, so let me scroll up here. I believe it was the Magic that opened up at 6 points, guys. 6 points. Now, here we go again. Here we go again with this weird stuff. The Magic opening up at 6, and this is something I don't understand. I clearly got the Magic as a dog in this game. Listen, I have the Magic. I have the Orlando Magic guys as a dog in this game, even if certain people are out, because Aaron Gordon he may be back today. Here we go with this game time decision. But even if he's back today, it's like with the Brooklyn Nets, we owe you one. You understand what I'm saying? Because they beat them early. But if you look at these two teams since the 31st of July and now, you see some things specific in these teams. Nets are playing team basketball and they have chemistry going, which is something that has evaded a lot of these teams in this bubble. They don't have the chemistry going, but the Nets have that without their stars, the Kyrie, the Kevin Durant. You know what I mean? Nets have grown stronger since the beginning, while the Magic, they somewhat mellowed out because they started off hot and they're going downhill. Nets are averaging 115 points per game, while the Magic's averaging 107 points per game. And then Aaron Gordon goes down. He's questionable for the game today. It was a hamstring injury, right? So I'm going to have to take the Nets in this one, guys. I think this is again, even with, like, I don't think game time decisions could even kill us on this. I think this is a dog pick. Like, I think you guys should try to make something happen with this. I like the Nets in this one to beat the Magic. I can't understand them open them in at 6, but it has changed. So the line has moved to minus 4.5, right? But still, minus 6 open was wild to me. Minus 4.5 is wild because I think Brooklyn wins this one. Also, the 221, that's the total on this. I would stay under. Excuse me, wish they changed that because it was 225, right? Yeah, I would stay under that. So with that info, Bob, give them some advice on how to bet that.
Well, just to be on the safe side, I would take the points and the Nets. Yeah, I would take the points and the Nets on that one, just to be on the safe side. Because the money line on that, based on the fact that you said that you think that they should be the favorites, and Orlando should be the dogs. I would just take the points and with the Nets on that game. Don't fuck with the money line. That's just my advice on it. Even though you said that they'll beat them outright, I would still just be safe with the points. The same thing that we said with the Lakers yesterday. They
Right.
won, but they didn't cover. So I would just go with the points if you're gonna go with the Nets on that game.
All
At four
right.
and a
So
half,
y'all
still
heard
good.
the report. Make sure y'all go under on that on the totals. I don't think that they're gonna hit those totals. Well, Aaron Gordon could go back and they just dropped him. And I didn't like it at 220. Was 225.5 when I did the research this morning. Guys, y'all might want to consider going over that 221. Because I considered the 225.5 close this morning. You understand what I'm saying? But they've
Hmm.
moved that. They've moved that down to 221. So you may want to
Yeah,
consider
that's
going
telling me that
over.
people was
Right.
betting the under when you seen that 225. So they dropped it a little bit lower because a lot of people probably was betting the under already. You know,
Right.
you said they averaging 106 and the other team is averaging 116. So yeah, that's probably the reason why they dropped your number.
Right.
But
And
on
obviously,
this game, I would take the Nets and the points.
all right, because that's 122, and that's what both teams are averaging. They've done better games than that. So
Hmm.
when I did the research on that earlier, it was at 225.2. So I said no, especially with Aaron Gordon, even if he comes back, he may be a little shaky. I said no, that's not safe, but you may want to consider that or just stay away from it altogether. Either way, it's close. It's close, however you look at it.
Right.
Right. All right, so let me see who we got next. We got the Rockets and the Spurs. All right, so the Rockets and the Spurs. Let me see. I don't know what I do with now.
I know they got the Rockets as the favorites. How much they open up at?
Yeah, I don't I closed the screen out by accident. All right, here we go, guys. Sorry about that. I closed the screen out. I had to open it back up. All right, so the Rockets open at -4, right? Check it out, guys. We had a big shift. -2.5 goes over to the Spurs. Here's what happened. And they still have, look, gun rights, do something real quick. Jump on the 237. Everybody listening right now. If y'all have a book on your phone or gun rights, however fast you can do it, jump on the 237 right now. Go under that quick. Because here's the announcement.
237. Okay.
Yeah, it's 237 is the totals in this game, guys. Trust me on this. Jump on it now, put a small bet, whatever, put it in a parlay, do something real quick. Just trust me on it. Little bit of money, bet it. 237 is the totals. Go under that. Here's what happened.
Okay.
Here's what happened, guys. So y'all put the bet in, and I'm gonna explain it now. So the reason the Rockets opened up at -4 and the line shifted to -2.5 for the San Antonio Spurs is James Harden is probably not going to play. We already know that Westbrook is out. Now James Harden is probably not going to play. And that I'm probably thinking is maybe a definite now because of that massive shift. But they left the points at 237. So I don't know if that's a mistake or what.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if James Harden's not in, why the hell would they leave the points at 237?
Right.
So y'all jump on that right now. Like I said, I would put that in the parlay betting. However, you guys know how to bet it. You guys know the betting strategies, but I'm starting to understand what's going on here. So I would definitely jump on that if I was you guys. Try to make some money on that one. Now it is interesting because I'm looking at the injury reports, and let me refresh to make sure that I'm up to date here. And James Harden is out. Eric Gordon is out. Both of them out of the game. There was a game time decision. Daniel House Jr. will be playing, but that's why we just saw that shift, guys. I just refreshed both of my sites, and they both said the same thing. That's why we just saw that shift there. But they did not shift the points yet. And I bet you later we're going to see those points go down. Watch what I tell you. No Eric Gordon, no James Harden, and they leave it at 237. Man, y'all jump on. That shit's probably going to drop down to like 220. Y'all going to be golden.
Yeah, I got it in our parlay right now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Put it in a couple parlays, man.
Okay.
Oh, do your thing, man. I'm not telling you what you do.
No, we good. We good. I got you. I didn't get a chance to. I didn't get a chance to really. I didn't get a chance to really study yesterday these games, except for the Portland game. I did study that one.
Oh well, I got you, dog. I got that. I got the analytics, the studies, the breakdowns, the intangible guys, the nuances, not just the statistics. We got the intangibles, the breakdowns, the coaching, the nuances. We look at all of that here, and this is where we got the edge on a lot of other channels that do this because a lot of channels base these things on statistics. There are going to be things we can't control. Like yesterday was massive game time announcements and 3 different games. You just can't control that, okay? But you can increase your probability and your odds of winning when you don't base things solely on statistics. And I see too many odds and prediction channels that do that. I know that they do that simply because of their breakdowns. And I know this game too well. It's the same with boxing, guys. When Gun Rights and I start doing this with boxing, if you down with me, Gun Rights. But when we start doing this with boxing, it's the same thing with boxing. A lot of these guys that do these odds and predictions, they don't understand the intangibles, the nuances. Is there things that are outside of how many knockouts a guy got and how many former champions he beats. There are things outside of that you have to pay attention to that will highly increase the probability of you winning. And that's what you have here. Even though it's basic prediction and odds, that's because of my basic knowledge on the betting side of it. But I got my partner here who has advanced knowledge on the betting side of it. So y'all can get some money. All right. So with that being said, let's move on to the next game. And oh, but I didn't give. Okay, so I had the Rockets in this, but now I would have to reconsider. Definitely, they had it at 238 when I looked at it. They only dropped it to 237, which is ridiculous. It should go. It's probably gonna go down more, but still go. I had under earlier, but definitely jump on that under now. Um, Now look, I'm not sure of this game with Harden and Gordon not coming back. I like the Spurs for the dog now, to tell you the truth, guys. So done right with that info. Tell them how, let them know how to make some money on this.
Well, like D said, if Harden and them is not playing, I will go with the under. And if you are gonna roll with the money line, uh, I would go with the Spurs money line because I'm pretty sure that the Spurs is going to have Rosa and them playing. So, and you got to remember Popovich, he been here before, so he know how to prepare for the playoffs. So they pretty much still in the race. So I would go with the Spurs. I wouldn't mess with that point spread though. Just the fact that they still got it at 2.5. If Harden and them is not playing, I would be expecting that number to go up, but it's if it's still at 2.5 right now, I would just roll with the Spurs and the money line, and then go with the under in that game. So far, you got the Nets with the money line. I mean, the Nets with the points, Rockets under, and then the Spurs for the game.
Fall back. What's up with you, my man? Appreciate you coming through. What up, D? Just came down from the roof to get some lunch. So stopping in to hit that light while I watch the replay later. All right, bro. I appreciate you. Make sure you watch it before 1 o'clock. Fall back because you can get your bets in. It's the prediction show. Get your bets in. All right, guys. So you got it. You got it from my man Gun Rights. You know how to make your money on that game. Let's move on to the next. As you see, I forgot to put the pictures up on the other two. Trying to add some visuals in here, guys. So we got the Suns versus the Sixers. Okay, easy pick in my opinion. Uh, Phoenix Suns. Look, Ben Simmons is out, right? There weren't any game time announcements on this. There are not any significant injuries with the Suns. And the Phoenix Suns are literally battling to get into the playoffs, right? So these guys are coming full fledged. They're not playing around in this game. Philly's locked into the playoffs. They're battling injuries. So it's clear to me, I say that they opened up at -8. The current is -9, and it's 226 on the total. So again, to me, this is easy all around the board. They cover the 9. They go over the 226. Hell, I see Phoenix putting up 140 alone, which means you only need 86 from Philadelphia. I mean, come on, guys. This one's a no-brainer. So tell them how to make some money on this one. Gun rights again. The current is at -9, total 226, and it's a clear routing, in my opinion, by the Phoenix Suns.
You're right. Phoenix Suns, like I said, being that the fact that they was 5-0 yesterday, and they went 6-0 because they won yesterday. Um, like you said, they're battling to get into the playoffs, and they do
Right.
put up high points. And being that they don't have Ben Simmons on 76ers, I don't expect for them to really go too much over 100. So I would definitely roll with the Suns money line. It's just that how much you said the point spread was? The 9?
9.
I just don't like that 9. That's the only thing that I could just say about that game. That's just from our previous experiences. Taking
Yeah.
anything over 9 or close to 10, it just ain't been looking too good. So
Yeah.
I
We
would
only
I would
really
go with
look good on that Wizards game, but they've been consistent with getting beat by 10.
yeah. But I would definitely roll with the Suns money line since they are 6-0 straight up against the spreads.
All
And
right.
then I like that over 226. If it we just gotta hope that the 76ers can put up at least 90. You feel me? 85, 90.
All right. Well, I wanted to say this about the as far as at least the point spread. Uh, Gun rights make a good point on that, guys. This is why you have to listen to this man, right? Because as he was saying that, I went and looked at the Suns and their victories. The Wizards they beat by 10, but again, everyone has, right? So how much does that mean? Dallas, a 2-point game. Clippers, a 2-point game. Uh Pacers, they beat them by 10. And then you had the Heat, a 7-point game. So even though this is a hot team, he made a good point. So this is why y'all got to listen to the man with the betting strategies. I'll give my part, but y'all listen before you put that ticket in to my man Gun Rights. That's how we're gonna get it over here because he's not gonna lead you guys astray. And yesterday, even though it was a rough day for everyone, Boxing Monster in the building. What's good with you, Charles D? What's good? What's good? Unbiased. What's good? What's good? Yeah, yeah. We doing that. Of course, we doing the boxing live. Next, Speak Your Mind Sports Talk Live Daily. Let's get it. So, even though it was a bad day, guys, we still found a way to. Did we break even or still cover a little bit?
Yeah,
How,
we just broke even because I had to. When I noticed that the Lakers was up, I went ahead and just dropped. I went ahead and dropped 15 on the end game, $15 on the end game. When I seen that they was pretty much gonna win the game, I just didn't know if they was gonna cover, so I just put 15 on the money line when it was still low. So we pretty much broke even. I think that 15 won us back like $32. We only bet $22 yesterday, with the amount of all of our tickets that we put in. So we just basically won maybe on top of our, but we played for free. Just put it that way. Yesterday we played for free, so we didn't
all
lose.
right, well, hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. As long as you don't lose, that's the key. So, moving on to the next one. All right, guys. Next game up, Celtics versus the Memphis Grizzlies. So this one, let me find this one on. This one opened up. Boston opened up at 5.5, minus 5.5, but the current is minus 3.5. Totals is 224.5. All right. I'll tell you guys right out the gate. I'm totally all over that 224.5. I mean, I'm jumping on that. Definitely going over on that 224.5. No doubt. Let me pull up a note for you guys on the Celtics. All right. Celtics, they locked in. They locked in the playoff. But the Celtics, I think they're working on chemistry, finding the right rotations. So Celtics are coming to play. I don't think that we're going to have one of these situations, these game time situations. As I look at the injury report, nothing really significant, no significant changes for Boston. I mean, Daniel Tice, he's had that foot injury, but that's nothing new. Daniel Tice has been dealing with that foot injury, so if he's back or not, I don't think it changes the outcome of this game. I'm not sure why they shifted the points. Maybe Gun Rights could share something with you. Maybe it was heavy bets on Boston or something, so they shifted that line to 3.5 to try to get some bets over on the Memphis side or something like that. But there
What
was
did it open up at it again?
it opened up at minus 5.5 and now it shifted 2 points to minus 3.5. The Grizzlies are still battling to stay in the playoffs, but I think that they're gonna lose because they lost Jaren Jackson and Boston has just been putting up massive points. And like I said, Boston is still playing to get their groove. They're going into the playoffs. So they still have incentive to play their guys and play their system, which means they're going to come to play ball. And I don't think that the Grizzlies have enough to weather that storm, especially with the loss of Jaren Jackson. So I would say that the Celtics will win this one. I would say that they win by 4 or more, 3.5. I mean, but again, I'll let Gun Rights tell you guys how to go with that 3.5. But I would definitely go over that 224.5 because even without Jaren Jackson, the Grizzlies are going to put up a decent amount of points. I would give them 108 or more, and Boston would definitely cover the rest on that. So y'all safe on the over. I would go over Boston to win. Gun Rights. Tell these guys how to make some money off that info there, brother.
Yeah, I would. Me personally, I would take the money line Boston. If you're gonna take points, well, if you were gonna take the points, you should have took it when it was 5.5 because now that they dropped it, that just means to tell me that a lot of people at the beginning was probably thinking the same thing you thinking. Grizzlies is trying to fight for the playoffs, so probably a lot of people put their money on that 5.5. That's the reason why they dropped it. But what's the percentage on there? What's the percentage on that game on the side?
Uh, which one? Which game are you talking about?
The Grizzlies, the Boston Grizzlies. What's the side percentage?
Oh,
Remember when I was
oh,
talking
oh, oh, oh.
yesterday?
They
Yeah,
got it's just 65. 65 is Memphis.
yeah.
35
See,
Boston.
what did I just tell you? A lot of
Right,
people put their money on the Grizzlies. That's the reason why they dropped the points because it's a lot of money on that side. So they dropped the points less because they was giving people people was trying to take it at 5.5, knowing that it was going to drop. So I
right.
would just go with Boston with the money line. But
Right. 6 points is dangerous. 4 points, like I was saying, 4 points, is shaky. I think they'll cover, but 6 points was dangerous. I don't know why they opened them up at 5.5 because the Grizzlies still playing for playoff berth. I think that they're going
exactly,
to lose, and everybody think that they're going to lose. And the problem with the Grizzlies is they're probably going to drop two straight. And what people are not understanding is that play-in tournament may not be with the Grizzlies when that's what everyone was expecting. But Boston, I mean not Boston, Portland and the Suns are 1 game and 1.5 games behind them. So if the Memphis Grizzlies drop two here, which I think they will, because they have Boston now and then the Bucks next, uh, that's bad news because they're not even in the play-in tournament when that was really the team that was expected to be. It was someone else against the Grizzlies for the play-in tournament. But we may very well have Portland Trailblazers seeing Phoenix Suns in that play-in tournament. And that's basically what the Grizzlies are fighting for. But again, guys, Boston are fighting to gain chemistry and get their groove going, find the right set. So what better team to do that against, if unless getting in there versus a team that's thirsty and hungry, you know. Um,
right.
that's how, and it's 100% on the overs on those point guys. I think the public agree with me. That's ludicrous. Those numbers should be. How do they put 237 and leave 237 in the Rockets game and leave that with James Harden and Eric Gordon out, but they put 224 on this game? That makes no sense. But they've been pretty close on those points
Well,
sometimes.
you got to remember it. We still got about what you is it one is the game's 1 o'clock your time or my time?
1 o'clock Eastern, so that's 9 o'clock your time they start.
10. Y'all
10,
three have
no, 10 o'clock,
yeah.
10 o'clock your time. Yeah, 10
Yeah,
o'clock.
so you still even when we get done with this show, we still got an hour. We still got about an hour to an hour and a quarter before the game starts. So
Yeah,
that
they gotta move
just
that.
yeah, because yeah, that they got enough time to move it, so it can move at any time. Just remember that it
They
can move like
definitely
right before the game starts. So
boxing monster shit. I'm starting to hate Loma too. People like L Dog are making me hate it. You guys talking boxing. That's what's up. All right, so yeah, so Celtics guys, listen to Gun Right. Gun Right, you give them the lowdown on how
yeah, I told him Boston just go ahead and take the money line because them points is like it's stupid. It's just crazy that everybody got is 64% with the side. So I would just try to stick with the money line on this game. just to be sure, because you, like you said, the Grizzlies is trying to play for a playoff spot. So I wouldn't put it past me. I wouldn't put it past them. And just like we talked about yesterday, depending on the percentage on the side and the money line is going to give you a good indication of where the public is betting. So Vegas is definitely trying to get that sharp money, and that's probably the reason why they dropped it from 5.5 to 3.5. They just like everybody is taking that side so well that we gotta take a little bit of points away from that. But like I said, if you was gonna bet the money line, if you was gonna bet the spread, it would probably been a best bet to try to bet it when it was 5.5. But like I said, the last two games that I've been watching Boston, they haven't really been covering. They've been winning the game. It's just like remember when we had them at 9. They
Right,
won, but they didn't cover. You feel what I'm saying?
right.
So I would just stick with the money line on this game.
All right, guys, you heard it. You heard it from the man. Gun rights. We're moving on to the next game. It is the Portland Trailblazers versus the Dallas Mavericks. Okay, this is a well-matched game here. Both teams currently playing well, guys. Both of them. Okay. Dallas, however, is locked in. We have one of those situations where a team is locked in versus a team that's battling for that eighth or ninth spot for that play-in tournament. And this is one of those teams. Remember, guys, I said we could possibly have a Portland Trailblazers versus Phoenix Suns team. Portland's hungry. Remember, Dame Lillard said, I'm not even coming back to this thing unless we have the opportunity to do what? To win. So he is
Uh-huh.
playing for his opportunity. It's game time, baby. You understand? I'm going with Portland in this game. I'm not sure about the 3.5. And let me make sure I didn't even give you guys the numbers on that. Sorry about that. So Portland opens up at -1, and then they increased it to 3.5. And of course, now I'm understanding what Gunright said. Probably people was mashing money on the bet. You know what I mean? So they increased it, and I'm not sure about that
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Dallas
I
is
seen the
playing
same
well.
thing. Like I said, I had a chance to study this game, and I'm gonna
Right,
tell you, if it opened up at 1, that means that everybody was putting their money on Portland because that was
right,
just like that was like that's like an easy bet on the money line or the point spread. So
right.
they upped the points to try to get some money on the Dallas side, so they can take that money. That's what I believe. You feel me? So
Exactly, exactly. No doubt. So, yeah. All right. So just make sure that you guys get your money. You know, well, let me give you my breakdown first. Anyway, Dallas, Luka Doncic, KP, and Finney Smith. Okay, these guys are all game time decision, which could have had something to do with them moving that line too, because we
right,
seen what happened with game time decisions yesterday. A lot of these guys
yes,
didn't play. You know what I mean? Now you got three of the main guys, Luca, KP, and Finney Smith, all game time decisions. Remember, Dallas locked in. They're not playing for anything. They're not going anywhere in their positioning either, because the spot under them are like 6 games away. So Portland is playing for playoffs, period. And I think that just the desperation, the fire that they're going to come out with, and the fact that Dallas doesn't have a lot of incentive, um, I'll go with Portland in this game. You know, I got to go with Portland. And definitely stay under that 237.5. That's kind of high. And even if KP, Luca, and Finney Smith were playing full fledged in there, that 237.5 is high. For this game. I don't like that. I would say stay under that. But with that info, gun rights. Get these
yeah.
guys.
Go ahead and I would go ahead and take Portland. I like that I like that game. I actually studied that game. And Vernon Coral, if y'all go check him out at wagersports.com, that dude in the last 4 days, he only lost 2 games out of like 15 or 20 games. He only lost 2 games. So, and he didn't really lose 2 games. He just lost on the point spread, but he actually hit the money line on the button. So he's about 15 and almost one on the money line. So he gave some good points for me on Portland. So I like Portland in this game. And like you said, they fighting for that playoff spot. And Dame Leonard, he know that he fucked up like a couple of games ago with that free throw and that loss that they had. So he gonna bounce back today. I like Portland in this game. Money line. I don't know about that point spread shit. Just the fact that they moved it, and we don't know if Luca and them, like D said, the game time decisions. And yesterday, a game time decision fucked up like 8 of our cards. If Giannis would have played yesterday, let me let y'all know this before we go further and before we end this show. Let me let y'all know clear as day. If Giannis would have played yesterday, me and D would have been up almost $800, close to 900 if Giannis would have played yesterday. I just got done looking at all of our tickets. I hit on the baseball. I told y'all the Tigers was gonna win. They upset the White Sox. You feel me? And it was the under, the 9.5. And I'm telling y'all, we would have hit yesterday if Giannis would have played that game. We would have hit even more if Donovan Mitchell would have played for the Jazz. But just off of that one game with the Bucks, if Giannis would have played, which was a game time decision, we would have been up on Vegas right now, $1,000 starting from $20. You feel
Yeah,
me?
guys. See, started from $20, and so make the bets. Listen to this info. I'm telling you guys, you got a perfect combination. He got your back out there where the bookies are concerned. I got your back in here with the breakdown, the nuances, the
Shout out
intangible.
to shout out to Charles D too, man. He had the Raptors yesterday, man, and they did cover. So shout out to Charles D, man. He know his shit too, man. That's my
Shout
other
out to
little
Charles D. We
betting
appreciate
compadre right there.
my man 20 grand, Charles D in the building. So yeah, guys. So Blazers, again, I just think Blazers is safe, extremely safe. These guys, they're playing for everything right now. You know, they have to win. There's no choice in the matter because uh, Memphis Grizzlies, they're gonna get kicked out either way. You look at it. Either way you look at it, it doesn't matter if they get into the playoffs. They're not gonna make it past the first round because they don't have Jaren Jackson, right? So,
Right.
all right. So let's move on to the next game. The Bucks, Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks let us down yesterday. Well, guys, even though the Bucks let us down yesterday, this one is a no-brainer. Just like that game earlier. They're playing the Wizards. So even without Giannis playing, even if Chris Middleton don't play up to par, the Bucks still have enough to beat the Wizards. The Wizards are not gonna win. Um
What's the
so
spread?
yeah, that's what I was just about to get to that one. So this one opens up Milwaukee, which is crazy, man. I don't trust this. They open up at 8. They increase it to 9. I don't trust
Uh-uh.
this at all.
Uh-uh.
I
Uh-uh.
would tell you guys to stay the hell away. Bet Washington. That's how you would do it, right?
Yeah, bet
Uh,
Washington with the points. If
right.
you know
Bet
if you're gonna fuck with that
Washington.
line, bet Washington on the points.
Yeah, I don't like that. But the 231, y'all go under that. Me
Okay.
personally, I would go under that 231. You know, if you bet that, but I would definitely stay under that. Um, Wizards, I don't know, man. I can't even see a way that the Wizards like. Okay, so the game yesterday, they lost, but they didn't get punished, right? And Chris
Mm-hmm.
Middleton didn't even really play well. So even if he doesn't play well, I still don't see the Wizards putting up enough, even if Middleton don't play well. Because you still got the all the guys. George Hill was playing lights out, so the Wizards, this game is an easy game for me. Um, you guys, maybe this would be a good one to throw on some parlays or something. Wow, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Bucks
But
money
it
line. I'll
should
go
be a
with the
good
Wizards, the
game.
points, and the under. if if Giannis ain't playing, because you said do you got the percentage of the overs and the side line? What's the side percentage
Yeah, I
like?
do. All right, so no, actually, they don't have it in yet. They don't
They
have it
don't
in.
have it
Let
in
me
yet.
refresh. Let me refresh. Because there's still some time, guys. It's still like an hour and something before
That's the
the.
last game of the day.
No, we got one more, but it's probably one I would suggest. Okay, so I just refreshed. Yeah, it's 97-3.
Who got the
3%
97%
Washington, 97 the Bucks.
for the side?
Yep, and it's 100% on the just like I said too on that under, huh? Yeah, for the side 90
What's the money?
97
What's the
bucks.
money line percentage?
Current is 8. They stuck at 8. Uh, the money line
No.
percentage is not in. They don't have it.
Okay. Okay.
They don't have
So
it
yeah,
put.
like I said, if it's 97% the Bucks covering that, like I said, I would kind of stay. I would kind of if I was to bet that, I would probably roll with the points on that. I would roll with the take the Wizards and the points if you're gonna bet that line. But me knowing what I seen yesterday, and if Giannis ain't playing, I would just roll with the Bucks money line. But don't put too many of them bucks on your parlays if you're gonna put in multiple tickets. I would kind of stay away from that game because we pretty much gave y'all some solid games before this one. So
All right.
just to be sure, you feel me? Because like I said, anything can happen when you don't have the stars playing. That's the key about that shit. And they solidify their number one spot already. So I don't expect for them without Giannis. Now Giannis is a competitive person. He is. He will keep the game alive no matter what position that they in or if they locked in or not. But if he ain't playing, I can't say the same thing for the rest of the team. You feel me?
He just got an oral surgery or something or another. So I'm not even sure what the if it's an outpatient surgery or what kind of surgery it was. But yesterday at the game, during the game time, it was like he had oral surgery or some nonsense like that. So I don't know,
Oh,
man.
okay.
I don't know like if it's something that'll keep him out. Oral surgery could have been a damn tooth removed or something. How the hell do I
Right.
know what oral surgery means? But anyhow, that's what was going on with him. And
Okay. Okay.
so
Well,
this last game,
Y'all pay attention before that game start to see if he gonna play or not. That's all I can tell you on that one.
right, right, because I don't see anything on the reports. Let me refresh. I'll check them right quick, guys. Um, again, even if he does play, if he doesn't play, I don't see the Wizards.
No, I
I
don't
don't,
see him beating them. I don't see
I
him
don't see
beating
anything.
them. I'm
Yeah, messing with that
but them
spread. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, that's what I mean about the spread. I don't
right.
see him beating them, but that spread is just so fucking iffy. I mean,
So one of them says that it's a game time decision. So like I don't like game time decision. In these last couple of games, guys, I don't like that game time decision, Jazz. When we get to the playoffs, it means more. But right now, we don't know anything.
right, right.
All right, the other one says Antetokounmpo will miss the Milwaukee Bucks game Monday against the Raptors. Having all this is they didn't even update theirs. So this is about the 10th. And yeah, I just refreshed. Yeah, okay, so I got two sites, guys. And one site has old information, just has that he'll return surgery. And this is game time decision. So we're just not sure about Giannis, but I say it's safe either way. Either way you go. With Giannis, without Giannis, it's still safe. They're gonna be
Money line. Make sure
money
you
line,
clear
right?
that. Yeah, money
Right,
line.
money line. They're gonna beat the Wizards. So the last game, guys, is something I would simply stay away from. I didn't even really put the picture up. Here's the situation: both of them have been put out of the tournament. The Pelicans and the Kings. So that neither of them are going to make the playoffs. Zion Williamson was already on load management for a reason. I couldn't imagine Alvin Gentry playing him for what reason. Um, there's a few Kings players that were banged up. So this may just be like uh, a scrimmage or a preseason game where they're kind of looking at second and third team guys. And there's no significance in this game. There's no incentive for either team in this game, and it's a toss up. Even if they were both playing with full incentive, in my opinion, it would still be a toss up because they're two really good young teams. Bagley's out, so Kings would be somewhat at a disadvantage. But I don't believe Zion Williamson will be playing a lot, and this game is something I would stay away from. I don't know
Yeah,
how I would tell anybody to bet it. One thing I would say though, uh, if any bet was made on this game, is the 230.5. I would go under that simply because what I'm
right.
saying about Zion Williamson and a couple of these other guys. I'm sure that they're not going to be playing these guys heavy minutes. So that 230.5, definitely that's a bet. If you want to take anything, throw this on a parlay or some 230 go under on that. That's the only bet I can see you getting out of this, unless gun rights.
Nah. Look it, bro. Look it. Let me tell you something about gambling. One thing I didn't tell you. It's okay to tell these dudes to stay away from certain games because the experts do the same thing. They will be like, look, if I had a gun in my head, I'll tell you who I might pick. But if you betting your money, man, just stay away from them close games because
Yeah,
that's it's better to keep your money in your pocket at that point. You feel me?
because they
So we
opened
not.
it up at -1, right?
Hmm.
And then they moved the line to -2.5. So New Orleans opened up at -1. The line moved to -2.5 for Sacramento, which is not even like it's not huge either way, but
Right.
just the shift shows you they don't really have an idea uh who's gonna win or lose this game. Brandon Ingram is out. Zion Williamson is out. See that? Drew Holiday is out. I'm just looking at these, and that's what I was just telling you guys before I even looked at the injury reports. Both of these teams have a lot of guys that's banged up because they were playing, they were playing with the intent to get into the playoffs. So they're playing on these injuries. Well, now it's
Right.
no need for them to play these guys anymore. So they're just sitting them down, and we're going to have a second, third team brawl. Basically, is what we're going to see here. So that's not even a game that you want to bet at all because I don't even know
Right.
much about third team guys, and we could get anything here.
Right. Yeah, stay away from this game, y'all. That's my advice for it, because it's just too iffy. But we already got some good games for y'all in. We got one, two, three, four,
Prime
five,
Fight
six.
Champions. What's up, bro? Yep, we got 6 games. So, all right, guys. So end of the show bonus. I hope you've been thinking about it, gun rights. Well, you come off the top anyway. Gun rights freestyle with it. That's how nice he is with this. So give him a. Do you have some? You already have some other sports picks already established.
I don't have no baseball today, man. I'm
All
sorry for
right, well,
y'all,
give him a simple parlay
but look,
basketball.
I'll give you a good three to four teamer. So I like the Portland. You already know that. Um, I like the under in the Rockets. I like the Suns money line and the over in that game. And I would say I like the Nets and the points and the points in that game. So yeah,
All
that's a
right,
good four teamer for y'all right there.
all
Four
right.
or five teamer.
Put that ticket in for us, fam. So
Yeah, I
y'all know
got
we
you.
playing that ticket with y'all, and give them a 3-teamer right quick to go out. Since we don't have no other sports, give them a nice 3-teamer.
A nice three teamer would be Portland. Portland money line, all the points, Suns money line, and the Nets. Yeah, the Nets. It's a good little three teamer for you right there.
All right, guys. So we got that in. Let's go cash in on that. Make sure y'all cash in on that. Uh, and you know, like Gunright says, sometimes guys, it's cool to just stay away from some of these games. Some of them too volatile. It's always other sports. It's always mixed tickets. Just some games, just leave them alone. But listen to your man go
Yeah,
right here.
live to fight another day, man. Live to fight another day.
That's right. That's right. So another good show, go Rights. Appreciate you,
Don't
everybody.
trip, bro.
We get some shout outs in the chat. Prime Fighting Champion, unbiased about boxing and true crime, boxing monster. My man Charles D in the building. Appreciate Fall Back, Brian Harkin, Toby Barlett, Cade Alvis. Appreciate y'all coming through. Make sure y'all drop your tickets in. Get that money. Appreciate you, Gun Rights. And y'all know how
Don't
we
trip,
do
bro.
this thing. For the love of sports, let's talk about it. Peace.